Trying to find really good gaming headphones on a budget can be really, really hard because usually no matter what you find, there's some sort of compromise that you just don't want to deal with, and that creates issues. But today I want to go through two $100 headsets for gaming that I think are really, really good, but very, very different. And that is the Razer Barracuda X and the Sony Pulse 3D wireless. They both come in at $100, so you're gonna be paying the same amount for these things, but they are very, very different. So which one should you buy? We're gonna break down everything about these, how they sound, how they feel, how they look, and everything in between so you can decide which one you wanna buy, because I know a lot of people are in the market for these. And even though the Sony PlayStation Pulse 3D is branded for PS5, works just as well on PC, which is where we're going to be doing all of our tests. Works great on PC. They cost the same, but have very different drawbacks and very different unique benefits. So which one should you buy? Let's dive in. Okay, so let's start with the Razer Barracuda X. Here she is in all of her glory. So the Razer Barracuda, this thing is great. It's probably more of my daily driver, although after running this test, I may change my mind a little bit. I will tell you more about that in a little bit. But as far as the specs, it's a wireless USB-C dongle, same for both of these, so that you can minimize latency as much as possible with wireless headphones. You can also run them wired. You can run both of these headphones wired, obviously to completely eliminate latency or as much as possible. It charges via USB-C. So you can see it right there. I have found the battery life to be fantastic on these things. The biggest features about this, I think, that make it worth considering are, number one, these are extremely lightweight. That's one of the best things about these headphones, is how lightweight they are when they go onto your head. They feel like they're not there, and it's a very, very soft cloud-like cushion that you have on them. So these weigh in at 250 grams, and they really, really feel like it. Other things about this, in general, they're quite comfortable. I always like the design where you have the padding here on top actually put right flush against it instead of sticking out to fit your head. I have a very, very small head. It just is what it is. These are about as low profile as you can get and as non-Razer branded as you can get. You know, Razer loves to brand their stuff. You can probably barely can see it. So if we zoom in a little bit here, there we go. You can see the Razer logo there. It's extremely low profile, which is not like Razer. Over here, you got a few things. Now, this is where the mic plugs in. The mic is detachable, which is one of the huge features that I love on this. I never use the mic. I have a great mic setup, and that's what I use. But you can detach the microphone, and it's really easy to do. I'll give you a sound test of these later. Then you've got your USB-C right here. Then you've got your 3.5 millimeter jack, power button, and I do like this a lot, which is a volume rocker. What's interesting about this, though, is that it does not connect directly to your computer. This volume rocker is specific to the headphones. So if you have your computer set at, let's say, volume 50, and you move this, it won't change that 50 volume. It's just going to change what the headphone outputs. And then you have this mute button up here, right? In and out, in and out. Pretty easy. One of the biggest features about this, and one of the reasons why I bought it, is because it is Bluetooth and wireless dongle compatible. And that's a pretty big thing because it can actually connect to two devices at once. And what you'll find is that if you're on your computer and you're gaming, you're doing your thing, and then all of a sudden you get a phone call, it's gonna take over that audio, and you can answer the call right in your headphones, which is quite cool. You can also triple tap the on button and it will switch modes. It will switch from hyperspeed wireless, and it'll say so in your ear, and then triple tap, and now it'll go back to Bluetooth. That being said, if you have them on and your phone is connected to it, it's gonna take wherever the audio signal is, which is a really, really nice feature. These are really my go-tos because they're so lightweight and they work in a lot of situations really well. They don't scream gaming headphones necessarily because they're so small, low profile, lightweight, extremely comfortable, not a ton of like crazy branding on them, just this Razer logo here and the Razer logos here. it's nice. Now, how do they sound? They sound great. There's not much I can say about it. They sound great. They sound quite different though from the Sonys. So I would say you're in great hands here. They are less bassy than the Sonys. What you're gonna get here is less volume. It's a little bit quieter and a little bit less bass overall with these than you're gonna have with the Sonys and other types of headphones. That's just what I've found, but the sound is really fantastic on these Razer Barracudas. Now let's go over to the microphone really quickly. So right now you are listening to the audio just from the Razer Barracuda microphone. So here you go. Check, 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 test, test, test. Now switching over to the Sonys, and this is just quite a different device. Obviously, the look is just quite different. You have this more spacey type design. The ear cups are huge and they feel so different. Whereas I felt like the Razer Barracudas felt like a cloud, these feel like a cup. And you can see they're not so low profile. I have a very small head, keep that in mind, but you can see it's got that gap between them, which I don't really like. SteelSeries has those a lot too, and I'm just not really into that style. Some people might not have as much of a problem. If I wear them down here, they look a little bit better. That just feels a little bit strange. This is adjustable, of course, this is adjustable, so that's helpful, but I have it on the smallest setting. But it is adjustable. You can change the length of this thing so that it's less of an issue. Not that they're not comfortable though. I find them to be quite comfortable. They're just not low profile, right? Like these are gaming headphones. So taking a deeper look at these things now, let's see what we got here. There's a lot more going on button-wise with these. So here is the switch on and off to turn the device on and off again. And you've got this little blue LED light here, which shines on when it's on, and you know, it goes into pairing mode, etc. Then you've got microphones here that are built into it. So they're here, there's dual microphones, but they're not visible. You don't have the thing sticking out, for better or worse. We'll see how the microphone test goes. Then we have the 3.5 millimeter audio jack, if you want to plug it into anywhere, really, including your PS5 controller if you wish. Charges via USB-C. And then you've got your mute button and then volume right here. And then you've also got off or monitor switches and then a chat and game switches there. So those are specific to PlayStation. I just think all of this is very, very confusing. Maybe some people that play more multiplayer games on PlayStation have found uses for these. Personally, just give me a volume up and down and a mute and I'm good to go. But you see there's a lot more going on with these. This is made of a rubber material. It's very, very comfortable. I mean, don't get me wrong, these are very, very comfortable. Specs wise, it does hook up with a dongle, so the latency is gonna be about the same. The battery life, 12 hours of this thing. So it's going to be a shorter battery life from the Razer Barracudas, but you know, honestly, I feel like once you get above 10 hours, I mean, do you really like never want to have to charge these? They don't take very long to charge. I'm sure that you've got a USB plug hanging around your gaming rig. Plug it in, no big deal. That being said, it is a much smaller battery with these. Other things to know is that the dual hidden microphones do have noise canceling in them, which could be helpful. We'll see in the test in a second. And in general, these are just really nice. Now, if we go to the sound, I have to be honest, I like the way these sound a little bit better. They're bassier and fuller in general, which is just, to my tastes, more of a sound that I would want to hear. And I also think that when it comes to noise cancellation, these also do a little bit better passive noise cancellation than these do for obvious reasons. These more cup your ears. So you can easily see here how it's different, more low profile. So here is how the dual noise canceling microphones sound. Yeah, what do you think? Check, check, check. Do you like how they sound? This is just those. And how do they compare? I'd love to hear in the comments how you think the microphone compares to the Razer Barracudas. Both microphones don't get rave reviews. I mean, these are $100 devices. So there are some drawbacks in certain areas, but they both have mics. Let me know in the comments which one you think is better. So how do these things compare to each other, these two devices? Really, I would say the Sonys have a better sound profile. They're bassier, they're fuller. If you're looking to just get that bigger more bombastic sound, you're gonna like the Sonys a lot more. And once again, they work just as well on PC as anything. There is no Bluetooth in these, just know that. That is really the biggest key feature difference between the two, is that the Razer Barracudas have Bluetooth built in and you can actually dual connect, whereas there's no Bluetooth at all in the Sony Pulse 3Ds. The Barracuda X charges in 3 hours, the Pulse 3D is 3.5 hours, so it's pretty much negligible there. As I said, in general, the Barracuda is sort of a crisper, quieter sound, whereas this is bass and fuller, and that's personal preference. But I really think that the aesthetic win has got to go to the Barracuda X's because they're just simply so low profile. There's a lot to be said about that when you're buying a headset with Bluetooth that you want to be able to potentially take with you on an airplane and not scream, "I'm wearing gamer headphones," or just simply be lighter. Because these are about 295 grams compared to the Barracuda X's being 250. So it really is quite different. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, aesthetic-wise, these are the best for me personally, but the sound is better on these. What can you say? You make the decision for yourself which matters more to you, and it's not like these look bad. If you got value from this video, like and subscribe goes a long way. I'm a small channel, and see you in the next video. Don't forget to have fun.